sure to check out Ageless Geeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How's everybody doing today? Daredevil18 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Monsterarts Godzilla King of Monsters Godzilla. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this cool looking box here. So we do of course get the basic style box when it comes to the SH Monsterarts Godzilla line. So we do get the window on the left side of the box, and on the window in teal it does say SH Monsterarts, and then on the right side here it does say Monsterverse Godzilla. We do get a dope image of the figure, says Godzilla 2019. Then we do get the Tamashii Nations quality sticker, says Tamashii Nations and Bandai, and I do like the teal and black look to the packaging here. And then the bottom of the box here we do get the barcode and blah blah blah, so if nobody cares about it. Then we do get another cool image of the Godzilla figure. Then here's the top of the box, and then the one side with the continuation of the window along with a badass image of the figure. That looks insanely awesome. And then here's the other side of the box, and the back of it does show a bunch of cool poses you can get the King of Monsters into, along with all his accessories, which is just the flame effect there, or the fire breath actually. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at the King of Monsters, Godzilla. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Tamashii Nations just straight up murdered it with this King of Monsters Godzilla. This thing looks beautiful, man. They did such a great job with it. Now, I'm going to say some spoilers quickly. Not entirely sure how accurate it is. Spoilers right here, so I'll tell you when to fast forward it and when to skip to. But towards the end of the movie, Godzilla got an upgrade, kind of, and his spines got bigger, and he got bigger and got like a new ability as well. So not entirely sure how accurate it is. I believe this is after he gets his upgrade. That's why his spine pieces are longer compared to how they looked in the first movie and in the beginning of the movie, where they were much shorter. But the face looks great, man. It looks just like the King of Monsters, how he did in the movie, and the eyes are much better, both looking straight ahead right there. So thank you so much, Tamashii Nations, for fixing that annoying issue that we had with the first Godzilla figure. The teeth look awesome, painted nice and clean there. You can see his tongue and the inside of his mouth. I like that very dark maroon paint they chose. Looks like they added some black in there as well. So great job around the mouth as well. The neck looks great. The spine pieces are one of my favorite things about the figure. I always love those about Godzilla figures, and just about his character design as well. I love the sculpt detail all throughout his skin. That looks so awesome, man. And you could tell there is all different shades of paint in there. Very dark green, some brown, I believe there's some black mixed in there as well. So they did an excellent job with the paint, and the sculpt is just out of this world fantastic, as you can see on the torso right there. Really nice job with that. Arms look great. I believe these are the same arms as the 2014 Godzilla. Same with the legs as well. The legs turned out really nice, and I like the way the how his toenails are much longer. I think that looks much better than having the more elephant-like looking feet, like how he did in the 2014 Godzilla movie. Man, the sculpt of his skin just looks so awesome. And the spine pieces too. I always just love the way they look, going down the back and then down his tail as well. Very cool looking, and we have all the points of articulation in the tail. The only issue I do have with this figure is the piece that hides the joint where the tail connects to the body. It's like the leg keeps smushing into it and smushing it in there. It should look like how this side looks, but it keeps getting caught in there and smushing it. So I do have a little issue with that, but that is the only issue I do have with the figure. The sculpt and paint detail though looks great on the tail there. Under it looks real nice as well. Just all around fantastic job, man, with the detail on this Godzilla. And Tamashii Nations makes the best articulated Godzilla figures, and this is the best King of Monsters Godzilla figure that is out as right now. There is no other better one by any other figure company. I know NECA made one, but I could just tell this one is leagues better than that one. So if you want the best articulated Godzilla King of Monsters Godzilla figure, this is definitely the route to go. But yeah, man, I cannot be any more happy with how the detail turned out on this guy here. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we only get a couple things included with this Godzilla, and truthfully, I don't really know what else you could include with a Godzilla besides maybe some miniature cars or buildings or something like that. But what they did include is something perfect for a Godzilla figure, which is his atomic breath effect. And then we do get an interchangeable lower jaw with a part of the atomic breath connected to it that does have a hole in it, so you can connect the entire atomic breath effect to it. And the effect here just turned out beautiful, and I believe this is the same one we got with the Spitfire Edition 2014 Godzilla movie figure, and I love the sculpt detail all throughout it. I love the color blue, and the blue translucent plastic looks great as well. So excellent job on this effect here. I like the way this looks too, so it's like it's hitting up against something. That looks real dope, man. Very nice effect right there. Then we do get the lower jaw here. As you can see, this is a translucent blue plastic as well. We do have the peg hole because you do connect that in there like that, so you can recreate the scene and just recreate having him shoot out his atomic breath. And I'm going to show you how to do all that and what it looks like on our friendly friend right now. Alright, so with the atomic breath, you could just use it like this with the regular jaw on and just put it in his mouth somewhere, but it won't hold it up like how the interchangeable lower jaw will, so you might need a stand or something like that. There isn't a peg hole on it, so you can't peg it into a stand. You'll have to use the clamp to clamp around it. But the way you get the lower jaw on is very simple. Just pull to get this jaw off, and it should pop right off there. Come on, there you go. And then just peg this one into the peg hole. Yeah, did I get it? I think I did. So you get that one on, and then you take the atomic breath here, and you just peg that in like that. But it's a bit heavy for his head, as you can see right there, so it's going to do something like that. But once you have him shooting it up so you can recreate the scene in the movie, it holds up fine, as you can see right there. So definitely a cool accessory, and the perfect type of accessory to include with Godzilla. But anyway, that is everything included with the King of Monsters. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Godzilla. To the very top of his head, it looks like he stands a little bit over 6 inches tall. And the length of Godzilla from head to tail seems to be around about like 13 inches from head to tail. And that area is compared to the NECA 2014 movie Godzilla and the SH Monsterarts 2000 Millennium Godzilla. And having this NECA one next to this one here looks so bad. Even though it is a pretty cool figure, it just looks really bad next to this one here. No offense, NECA. And then this one is also a badass Godzilla figure. And then area is compared to the NECA Ultimate Edition Jungle Hunter Predator, the NECA Assassin Predator, the SH Figuarts Endgame Armored Thanos, and the NECA King Kong vs. Godzilla. And then area is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And that area is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and Gojira here really does have some very nice movement. Pretty much the same type of articulation as the 2014 Godzilla, but I believe we have better movement at the neck here because you can get him to look directly up, so the jaw is on a hinge. Hinges open about that much, which is awesome. And it closes, and the tongue, I believe, it's either on a tiny ball peg or just a swivel, because you can move it up a little bit and you can have it move to the left and to the right. And I use a tiny screwdriver to move that around because it's much easier. And I do like how they make the tongue articulated. So we do have one joint at the neck right here, some very nice movement there. And then we do have another joint here. I don't think this is another joint. This is just a piece to hide the joint there. So we do get 1, 2, and then we have another one here. So with all the joints, you can get Godzilla to pretty much look all the way up, so you can recreate the scene that he does in a movie, and that's on most of the posters as well. And he does look down pretty damn good. You get nice pivot with all those joints there, and then of course they all swivel. You get the best swivel at the top of the head right there. This one doesn't really swivel too much. The spine pieces will hinder some of the articulation, and this one doesn't swivel that much either. So we do get 2 torso joints here. The upper one only goes forward and back that much. Does pivot just a tiny bit and really doesn't swivel. The lower torso joint goes forward and back a tiny bit. And kind of force it a little bit more going forward if you would like to. And then going back, the spine pieces are, of course, going to hinder it. You get a little bit better pivot there compared to the upper torso, and then slight swivel. The arms here, I believe these are ball pegs, so they can pivot, move up and down, and swivel. So you can get Godzilla's arms out about that much. They go up and down, and like I said, they pivot as well. We do have double jointed elbows that do bend in more than 90 degrees, and then it does swivel where it connects into the bicep and where it connects into the forearm. And then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel. And where's the hinge? Right there. Hinges back and forth. And then the legs here, I believe they're on ball pegs as well, because they can pivot, move up and down a little bit, and swivel as well. So Godzilla can move his legs forward almost 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Goes to the back pretty much all the way, and then he can't Jean-Claude Van Damme it because it's Godzilla, and he really doesn't need to, but they do go out a decent amount there. And then we do have double jointed knees that bend back about that much. The joint swivels a little bit at the thigh and really doesn't swivel too much at the lower leg. You do see a bit of gap there, so you might want to hide that. Then we do get a lower leg joint here, or no, actually that's just the ankle. This piece is just hiding the joint there, but you get some nice ankle movement. As you can see, it does swivel a little bit, moves up really well, moves down pretty good, and then whoops, I ripped the joint off there. Let me see, is that a separate joint? Yes, it is a separate joint, so I was incorrect, but you do get some nice pivot out of it, and this is a separate joint, so I do apologize for that, my bad. And then the tail does have 20 points of articulation. I do have another issue with this piece here. Sometimes when I move the tail around, it pops that off, and it does get a bit annoying. I mean, it pops right back in, but I don't know why it keeps popping out so easily. I never had that issue with the 2014 Godzilla figure, but alright, so all these joints here, combining them all, you can get Godzilla's tail to curl about that much. You can get it to go up about that much. You can just have it fully extended out. Goes down a little bit as well. You could do it on the other side also, and whoops, I ripped that part of the tail off. And that's happening sometimes. Some of the pieces are going to pop off. All you gotta do is just pop them back in, and you get swivel at all those joints as well. So overall, you do get some very nice articulation with this King of Monsters Godzilla. It's pretty much the same movement as the 2014 movie Godzilla figure. You just get better neck articulation with this one, and you're going to be able to get him in some badass King of Monster-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Monsterarts King of Monsters Godzilla. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd definitely have to give it a perfect 10, because it can't get any more better with a Godzilla figure. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan, from Ami, but my buddy from Agelessgeeks will be getting this in stock later this month, so you can check at their website at agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find the pre-order on there, I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Versus Godzilla 2019. Then we do says Godzilla 2019. Then we do get the Tamashii. Damn it, you Tamashii Nations quality sticker. You always mess me up. And here is the bottom of the box with the blah 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 stuff nobody cares about, along with the barcode. Then we do get Damn it. Let's restart that. 2014 Godzilla movie, Godzilla and the Chubby Chubby Chuba. Chubbity Chub. And Tamashii Nations straight up murdered it. Murdered her. Why did I say that so weirdly? Damn you. Damn it, now I can't get it on. There's Godzilla's butt.